So our next presentation is from Frederic, CEO of Paperbox. He'll be discussing how GenAI turns your insurance mailroom into an engine for growth and better customer service. Thanks so much, Frederic. So welcome to the stage.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Quick raise of hands. Who's still alive and breathing? Just checking. Who has heard enough of GenAI for the remainder of the year? Yeah, just kidding. But I'll try to keep this light and easy. So that's my promise to you. It won't make me long to make my point. And I hope to inspire you a little. I'll start with a short story. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a commercial lines insurer. And the guy told me the biggest bottleneck in their insurance operations is their mailroom. All of their communication around claims, policy admin, underwriting comes in through email and PDF attachments. So I asked the guy, why don't you put claim and policy submissions through digital forms and structure it that way? His response was, and it was a surprise to me, he said, our customers would never accept it because they want to retain a paper trail on their side in case of legal action. And just simply, they find email easier. Now, this is just one of the many reasons that I believe email and documents will always be part of the insurance industry. In fact, going paperless is probably one of the biggest lies in insurance. An before we dive in, my name is Frederic. I run a company called Paperbox. And Paperbox is an AI software company that is building the insurance mailroom of the future. My background is AI. I've been an AI technologist for 7 years, applying AI and data in business environments, starting as an ML engineer, now running my own insurtech. I try to keep things simple today, and I want to show you how generative AI can transform one of insurance's biggest choke points today, the mailroom. Before we go there, I want you to understand that AI is not magic. I want to cut through the buzzwords. In fact, this event, the tagline of this event, if you remember, is transform the hype into reality. So that's exactly my intention today. Generative AI and AI in general is a very powerful innovation that has the potential to impact the way we work and live. But it's a stepwise process. We take small steps every time. And in fact, under the hood, it's still statistical models. They're becoming more complex and they're consuming much more data than before. But it comes down to mathematics. Now, generative AI, in essence, is the creation of images, video, audio, and text. Now think creation in the broad sense, right? Creating text, but also interpretation of text. Now, to achieve this on a large scale, we use something called large language models. A large language model, in essence, is a model, a machine learning model, that has been trained on enormous amounts of text. Think Wikipedia or the internet. And what it does is next word prediction. Very simple, next word prediction. So ChatGPT, for example, is a model that, given text input and the meaning of the text, is going to predict what should be the next word every time. Now, where in insurance do we find a lot of text and unstructured inflow of information? The mailroom. Now, I can hear some of you think already like, oh, great, here's another document extraction vendor. But let me tell you, this time it's different. The paradigm is changing, technology is changing, and we've seen many document processing players come and go, as you probably have. What most of them fail to do is to have strong focus on one specific thing and a deep understanding of insurance processes and insurance data. On the one hand, you have these industry-agnostic data extraction platforms that are very technical usually and a bit generic as a result. On the other hand, you have industry-focused solutions that promise to automate end-to-end in usually claims and fraud. So straight through automation, removing any need for humans, right? These projects typically tend to become very complex and very expensive fast. Now, what these players fail to understand is that insurance operations starts in what is often one of the messiest parts as well, the mailroom. Email is today still one of the most accessible, flexible ways of communicating. Sure, there are downsides, but what I'm telling you today is that technology is solving some of those downsides. Large language models are able to upgrade your mailroom from a messy dump into a gold mine. Imagine being able to drive customer value from your Office 365 environment directly into your claims policy admin system and your underwriting workbench. Paperbox is the system that sits in between. It's an invisible, intelligent connector between those systems. Here's how we do it. We've built something that we call 3D classification that is using GPT under the hood to process all of your incoming mailroom activity. And when I say GPT under the hood, GPT is the large language model that is powering ChatGPT. ChatGPT, in fact, is a chat interface sitting over GPT. So we're using the same sort of backends, right? OpenAI, acquired by Microsoft now, it's served as an API, very useful. Now, many document processing players, they are really good at classifying single documents case by case. But what we see in reality is that documents often come in together with emails as a bundle of information where the context matters and where crucial data can be found in the email body, in the header, in each of the attachments, and the combination of the whole thing. So what we do is we use 3D classification to process incoming mailroom information, emails and attachments, and we identify where it's coming from. Is it a client, an insurer, a third party? What process does this belong to? For example, new claim submission. And then every piece of information that we can find inside the bundle, a claim form, an identity card, maybe an invoice or another proof of documents. And we can check, is the information provided correct? And is it complete? With this information, we are able to create tasks that we add a priority to and assign to a claims handler or a back office worker. We generate document and task names based on the contents of this whole bundle, right? And we're able to retrieve archived documents really easily using search and lookup. Now, the very best thing about all of this is that because we use generative AI, GPT enables the configuration of your digital mailroom to be super easy, super intuitive. You don't need to be a trained AI engineer. In fact, even my mom could do it. Now I'll show you how it works. So I know it's late in the afternoon. If you just remember only one thing from this presentation, it's this. Your mailroom turns into a gold mine thanks to generative AI. If you want to learn more about this, come talk to me. I'll be here afterwards. You can also find me online. I run a podcast called Efficiency Engineers, where I talk to leaders in insurance and where I ask the question, is there a better way? You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you so much for listening and have a great evening.
Thank you.